There will be a time. Oh, oh.
Hey guys, and welcome on into another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, ready to break down the Monday slate. Not 100% yet, but pretty much almost back to normal, so ready to start doing the show again. There will be no show tomorrow because for some reason I've bitched and complained about the NHL schedule makers a lot this year, and I get it. American Thanksgiving is coming up at the end of the week. So I can understand why they don't have games on Thursday because the 3 NFL games are on Thursday. But why there's 0 NHL games tomorrow makes no sense to me. The NHL has always been a heavier schedule on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So there's obviously games today, no games tomorrow. I believe there's 14 games Wednesday, no games Thursday, and then 15 games Friday. So the NHL schedule makers are just doing a really shitty job this year. And that's basically all I have to say about that. So there will be no show tomorrow and there'll be no show Thursday. And then we'll have heavy breakdowns on Wednesday and Friday. I guess that's how it goes. Nick says, "Oh shit, he's back." Yes, back and ready to make some money. Good day, Terry. Good day to you, Captain Bry. And Crystal, hi, Terry. Welcome back. Thank you. Happy to be back and happy to have my wisdom teeth gone. For anyone that hasn't gone through it, it's a horrible experience. I'm glad it's done. But it's given me a lot of time to binge watch Breaking Bad. If nobody's ever seen Breaking Bad before, like myself, it is an amazing show. And I'm on the last season and really, really like it. It's been a really fun series to watch. Didn't do any polls. I'll get back in the hang of that for Wednesday. So no polls, and we're just going to jump into today's slate. We'll start with the first game, which is the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Boston Bruins here in this one. Boston minus 135 to minus 140 now. Tampa Bay plus 110 to plus 122. 6.5s right across the board in this one. Looking at this game, Boston, don't want to sound like a broken record, but no step back for this Boston Bruins team. Just as dominant as last year. 13-1-2 on the season. Unreal numbers. They've gone over 6.5 in 4 of their last 6 games. Tampa Bay, 2-3 in their last 5. They've gone over 6.5 in 5 of their last 8. So both these teams are trending to the over currently. When we look at past history between the teams, Boston 6-1 in the last 7 meetings. They have had a lot of success against Tampa Bay recently. 5 of the last 6 meetings have gone under 5.5. So while these two teams are trending over right now, they usually trend under when they face each other. So no real opinion for me on the total, but I'm taking the Boston Bruins on the money line, minus 130. Now it's minus 135, so it's right at my cutoff point. Go and take it now before it continues to move. This Tampa Bay team is just different this year, while this Boston Bruins team is pretty similar to last year. No goalies are confirmed. Linus Ullmark is unconfirmed, projected, and Jonas Johansson the same. Obviously, huge goaltending advantage with Boston, whoever's in net, and just overall team advantage with the Bruins. Looking at player props, going a little bit different here and taking David Pastrnak over half a power play point, which is plus money for plus 125. Pastrnak has an assist in 6 straight games. I almost went with the assist as well, but he's an assist in 6 straight games, and 9 of his last 10 games. He has an assist, and he has a power play point in 6 straight games and 8 of his last 10 games. So Pasternak, when the Bruins go on the power play, he's been finding a way to get a point, and it's plus money. I'll take that here in this one. Bruins money line, Pasternak over half a power play point. If your book does not offer power play points, I would take a Pasternak assist. I believe it's -110, -115. So not quite plus money, but a good bet overall with what Past has been doing lately. Nick says Bruins -131. Line is too short in this game. Yeah, I agree. Bruins is the way to go. Bet Bruins money line -125 early this morning. Very nice. They've won 6 of their last 7 versus the Lightning. Yeah. And #1 penalty kill. Interesting. Bolts need Vasi. Yeah, they do, but even then, I don't know. This team is just looking different. You can't stay um, elite forever. As you lose players year after year, Tampa's done a good job of filling in those holes, but it seems like it's starting to really affect them here, especially this year. Going on along to our second game here, which is between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. Edmonton -105. I should update this since the goaltending news. Yes, a little bit of movement there. Edmonton -105 to +102. Florida -112 to -115. Sevens right across the board in this game. Um, Going back to the last game quickly, um, Pavel Zacha, Charlie McAvoy are both on big point streaks as well. So if you're looking for a parlay piece, Zacha and McAvoy. Back to this game here. This one's tough. Obviously, looking at the price we have, Florida has been playing really well. They've won 6 of their last 7 games. They've gone over 6.5 in 6 of their last 8. Edmonton, 3-5 in their last 8. They've gone over 6.5 in 6 of their last 9. Florida 6-1 at home this year. The Panthers. I was one of the ones that thought this Florida team would take a step back this year with their defensive injuries, but that did not happen. In fact, they're one of the best defensive teams in the NHL, and they have their defensemen back now, so they're healthy. The only thing that's keeping me off Florida here is for some reason when Edmonton comes to Florida, they win. Edmonton 12-1 in the last 13 meetings in Florida. I don't really know why, but for this Edmonton team dominates Florida and that's enough to keep me off. If it was like 5 of the last 6, okay, maybe I could overlook it. But 12 of the last 13, that is a long time. And Edmonton is playing better after the coaching change. So for me, this game's a pass. I do really want to take Florida, but I won't. Not with the past history as dominating as it is for the Oilers in this one. Player props. Also, Barkov, Florida's captain, will be out in this game. Suffered a minor injury. Shouldn't be too long term, but he'll be out in this game. Overall, player props very difficult with Edmonton. Nobody really stands out. With Florida, the same. Nobody really stands out for me in this one. So this game is a pretty easy pass for me here. I got the Bruins at -125 at MGM as well this morning. Great price. I'm on Brad Marchand over 2.5 shots on goal. Like the shot and goal props, makes me feel like I'm betting MLB over 1.5 bases. Yeah, pretty similar. Panthers money line, they should be -140, not -110. I agree, but can't. 6-1 at home as well for Florida. Yes, but not against Edmonton. Panthers playing good. Oilers play great in Florida, but I gotta pass. I'm right there with you, Captain Bry. I want to take Florida, but I can't. Perlo Wisdom likes both teams to score in the first period, and I think that's a good play. Both teams trending to the over, and then in past history, um, no real edge in totals in past history, but both teams trending to the over right now. Edmonton will be starting Calvin Pickard in this game, which is another reason why I really do want to bet Florida. Bobrovsky in net for the Panthers, and just an edge here with Florida, but I can't go against past history, not in this game. We'll move on along to the third game here, which is between the Colorado Avalanche and the Nashville Predators. Colorado minus 152 to minus 166. Nashville plus 135 to plus 145. 6.5s right across the board in this game. Colorado has won 3 games in a row, starting to look more like their dominant self. They've gone over 6.5 in 6 of their last 7 games. Nashville 2-6 on the year, or sorry, 2-6 in their last 8 games, and just not looking very good this year. Nashville. When it comes to the total, 4 of their last 8 have gone over 6.5. 1 under 6, and then 3 landed on 6. The total was 6 last night, which is what I took. I took the over 6 last night. Of course, now there is no 6. It's 6.5 everywhere. So you'd have to go with the over 6.5, which I'm fine with. Colorado 8-1-1 in their last 10 trips in Nashville. 5 of the last 6 meetings have gone over 6.5. So we've seen higher scoring games between these two teams in the past, and we're seeing these teams go over right now. When it comes to player props, again, Colorado's a really difficult team when it comes to player props. Right now, McKinnon and Rantanen aren't really looking. I don't want to say they're not looking that good, but they're not filling up the score sheet. Kel McCarr is on a point streak, so I would go with McCarr, but unfortunately, you'd have to parlay it with something because I think it's like minus 220 for him to get a point. Do think he gets a point here. Looking at player props single wise that have value, Mr. Nyquist, Gustav Nyquist, over half a point, plus 100. He has a point in 5 of his last 6 games. So I do like him to get a point here in a higher scoring game. And I like the over in this one. Avalanche team total over 3.5. And you got the over 6 last night as well. Yeah, me too. But still lean over at 6.5, but not as much. Yeah. Well, I took the over 6 because I do believe it's going to be a higher scoring game. So I'm fine with the 6.5. But if you got the 6, obviously it's much better. Jordan Bennington says Blues money line. Yeah, well, you're banned, Bennington. I don't know exactly how to ban people, but if I could, I would ban you. I have Cale Makar to get a point parlay with Artemi Panarin. Very good look. Where did you find Panarin just to get a point? Because most books have it at 1.5. So that is a good. That's a good parlay. I like that for that game, for those games. Speaking about Panarin, we'll head over to the next game, which is between the New York Rangers and the Dallas Stars. But let me bring up the right. Go. New York Rangers plus 110 to plus 124. Dallas minus 135, pretty much everywhere. 5.5. I do see 6s available as well in this game. And for me here in this one, don't quite understand the price. I get it. Dallas is at home. I get it. Dallas is a good team. But this Rangers team is one of the best teams in the league so far this year. 7-1-1 on the road, 12-2-1 on the season. And they're a dog here in Dallas. The Rangers 4-0-1 in the last 5 meetings between the teams. So the Rangers have had success against Dallas in recent years. The Rangers playing better hockey than they have in a long time. I'll take the Rangers as a dog all day long. I really don't think they should be a dog against anybody. Maybe in Boston, the Rangers should be a dog, but other than that, the Rangers should be a favorite. So I will take them here in this one. Both teams trending towards the over right now. We have seen higher scoring games for both teams, um, but when I look at both of these teams, I I want to look more towards an under for these teams. But based on what we're seeing right now, I would not go anywhere near an under. I do have two player props, which obviously I couldn't fit on the screen there. Eric Gustafson for the Rangers, a defenseman, over half a point, plus 115. He has a point in 5 straight games for the New York Rangers. And Matt Duchene, over half a point, minus 110. He's a point in 5 straight games and 10 of his last 11. So Mr. Duchene is enjoying being out in Nashville and likes being here in Dallas, is playing well. Minus 110 to get a point, has won 10 of 11. I'll take that as well. Ba, 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 ba. Lean under 6, but pass. Feels like a star spot, but no play. Yeah, the Stars, I'm still not happy with them. Obviously, a 3-goal lead against Colorado, and then Colorado came storming back, and I think they won 6-3. So I'm not too impressed with Dallas right now, and I'm happy to take the Rangers. Brutal spot for the Rangers. Interesting, interesting. Got on FanDuel this morning. Okay, it's pretty juicy now. Yes, okay. Yeah, FanDuel is one of the books that do have players just to get 1 point. Rangers are rolling. I agree. I agree. They play in Jersey only to fly all the way to Dallas and then back to Pittsburgh. Also, they have two divisional teams back to back right after this game. Yeah, I can see that. But the flying to Pittsburgh hasn't happened yet. So maybe against Pittsburgh, it'll be a bad spot. But I like the Rangers here in this one. Going on along to our next game, which is between the LA Kings and the Arizona Coyotes. LA minus 140 to minus 155. Arizona plus 115 to plus 135. 6.5s right across the board in this game. Let's see if we have goalies confirmed. Oh, it's Scott Wedgwood for Dallas also. So it will not be Jake Oettinger. No one's confirmed for the Rangers, but most likely it'll be Shesterkin. So yes, I like it even more with Wedgwood in net. In this game, no goalies confirmed. Cam Talbot is projected. Connor Ingram is also projected. Connor Ingram, 6-1 for the Arizona Coyotes. So that's pretty interesting there. Is he stealing the starter's job away from Vejmelka? If he continues to win games, he probably will. Looking at previous history between these two teams, well, first I'll start with what these teams are doing right now. LA 6-1-1 in their last 8 games, undefeated on the road. 7 of their last 8 games have gone under 6.5. So the Kings, which were a heavy over team early on in the year, have got their defense going and are playing more under games. Arizona 4-3-1 in their last 8. They've gone over 6.5 in 5 of their last 8 teams, or 5 of their last 8 games. So we have an under team and an over team facing each other here in this one. No play for me when it comes to the total. LA 8-0-2 in the last 10 meetings between the teams. Arizona, the Kings have had a lot of success against Arizona. 4 of the last 5 games have gone over 6.5. I'll take the Kings in regulation here in this one, plus 110. Kings money line minus 140 is out of my price range. So I'll go with the plus money for Kings in regulation. And Adrian Kempe, anytime goal, plus 150 at FanDuel. He has a goal in 5 of his last 6 games for the LA Kings. So I think plus 150 is just a bit too high for the Kings' best goal scorer here in this one. Never mind about the Raiders. Okay. Kings on the road until further notice. Kings -1, plus 111. Yeah, undefeated on the road so far. And while they were kind of struggling at home, they kind of dealt with that in their last few games as well. So hey, you got to admit when you were wrong, and I was wrong about this Kings team. Everyone loved this Kings team. I wasn't quite there yet, but the Kings look really good this year, so I have to give them credit. Agree with Kings in regulation. Yeah, that's the best way to play in this game. Wedgwood put you on the Rangers. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I won't show Nick's next comment, or I will. Yeah, well, right now, yes, but as someone who has watched Cam Talbot for years, um, he's gonna come back down to earth eventually. He'll just stop caring. He'll just leave it at that. But we'll go to our next game here, which is between the San Jose Sharks and the Vancouver Canucks. San Jose plus 290 to plus 323. Vancouver minus 350 to minus 390. 6.5s right across the board here. And this one, if you're looking at the Canucks on the puck line, that's minus 145. So if I was going to take a side in this game, I'd have to look at the Canucks minus 2.5, plus 110. Don't like taking minus 2.5s. Of course, these teams faced each other not too long ago, with the Canucks winning 10-1. So had you taken the minus 2.5 there, it was a no sweat. San Jose 3-3 in their last 6. So they've actually won 3 of their last 6 games. 5 of their last 6 have gone under 6.5. Not really because of their goaltending, but just because the Sharks struggle to score. Vancouver 7-3 in their last 10. They've gone over 6.5 in 10 of their last 11. So the Canucks are trending towards the over. And when these teams have faced each other in the past, 8 of the last 9 games have gone over 6.5. So while I am passing in this game, I would lean with the over. The Canucks have won the last 10 meetings between the teams. They've covered the puck line minus 1.5 in 7 of the last 10. But of course, it's out of my price range. And Philip Hronik, minus 135 to get a point. So finally, the books have caught on. Maybe he's just that price here because he's facing the Sharks. But even though minus 135 is in my price range, when it comes to player props, minus 135 is a bit too much for me, especially for a second pair defenseman. I just can't do that here. So I'm priced out of this game. Lean with the over 6.5, but no play here for me in this one. Good job, books. Priced me way off of fading San Jose. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Ingram saves, over saves, probably a good look. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Canucks money line and over 5.5 is minus 105. That's a good way. That's a good way of playing this game, and a good price, minus 105. So if you do like the Canucks, Perlo has a good play here. That's probably the way to go to back the Canucks. Back on Philip Hronik point. Yeah. What up, Terry? Let's get it. Good luck tonight. Thank you. You too, Stop Geo. Rangers first period under 1.5 is plus 110-ish, and Rangers money line plus 122. I like the Rangers money line. I'm nervous about the first period under, just because the way these two teams have been playing recently have been higher scoring. But when I look at those two teams, I do want to take the under. So I wish you the best of luck there. Hronik assist has been money. Yes. The one game I've been just taking him for a point. And like I said, I don't remember what show it was. I think it was the one I did last Thursday. I said I've been taking a point because one day he's going to get a goal instead of an assist, and that's exactly what he did that night. So he has 1 goal and I think 12 assists, something like that. So definitely a good way to go if it's in your price range. Heroic point, Quinn Hughes over on shot and goal and over 1.5 points. I could see that. I could see that. Um, really, the Canucks' best players, Pedersen, Hughes, and JT Miller, are all 1.5 points. So you'd have to go that route. Parlayed Yukon money line and Canucks in regulation for plus 100. Best of luck. I don't know about Yukon money line because I have not looked at it. So no comment there, but I like Canucks and reg for sure. I like JT Miller too. Point, goal, shots, and goal. Yeah, he's been really good so far. DK has a special Canucks puck line and the over 6.5 plus 220. Interesting. Interesting. I like it. Stop Geo likes Kings in regulation, which I'm on. And then Avs minus 1.5 plus 150. If I was taking a side in that in that game, that's how I'd go too. Maybe Avs in regulation instead, but the big plus money there. Best of luck in that one. And going to our final game of the night is between the Calgary Flames and the Seattle Kraken. Calgary minus 101 to minus 110. Seattle minus 109 to minus 115. Sixes right across the board. Looks like there is a 6.5 there at points bet in this game. Calgary 4-1-2 in their last 7, starting to play better because they were playing dreadful hockey, but they've started to turn things around. 4 of their last 7 games have gone over 6.5. Seattle 3-2-1 in their last 6, and 6 of their last 8 games have gone over 6.5. Both teams trending towards the over right now. Looking at previous meetings between these teams, Calgary 7-1 against Seattle since Seattle joined the league. So Calgary definitely has had success against the Kraken, and 5 of the last 8 meetings have gone over 6.5. So I'm tempted to take the over 6 here. Both teams trending towards the over, and both teams trended towards the over in the past. And I do lean Flames money line as well. Minus 105, minus 101. They're playing better hockey right now, and they've obviously had success against the Kraken. Player prop, the only bet I actually do have in this game is Vince Dunn to get a point, minus 115. Leads the Kraken in points, and I don't have it written down here, but I believe he is a point in 5 of his last 6 games, something like that. So he's on a point streak, and that's where I go in this game. Lean Flames money line, lean the over, but have not pulled the trigger on either yet in this game. And Perlo does like the over 6. Yeah, I don't know why it's at a 6. Because of what these teams have been doing recently. I think it should be over 6.5, kind of like the Avalanche game that opened at a 6, moved to a 6.5. I'm surprised that this game hasn't moved to the 6.5 yet, but it has not. And that's today's show. Thank you everyone for watching. Of course, as I said, no show tomorrow, but we'll be back Wednesday to break down the 14 games or however many there is on Wednesday, and then no show Thursday. But then we'll be back on Friday to break down the 15 games that are on that day. NHL schedule makers, come on now. Come on. Come on. Hit the over at minus 115 last night. Might be your favorite play. I like it. I like it. But that is the show. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And we will see you guys again on Wednesday for another episode. Getting Well with Terry and Friends. Free NHL picks. Best of luck, guys.